Axel receives a message on his phone, which someone nearby reads aloud, remarking, "Wow, this sounds romantic, like someone's asking you out." But then adds, "Too bad you're in no condition to go on a date." Axel agrees, asking, "Can I really get up from here?" The woman replies, "No, you really can't." He sighs, "Then maybe we'll meet in heaven." She retorts, "Not heaven, probably hell." Axel chuckles and says, "You're right. But honestly, I think I'll survive for a while." Meanwhile, a high-speed train zooms across the tracks. Inside, Doug and Elena are headed toward Babylon City. In another scene, Abel confronts a group of government operatives, accusing them of secretly manufacturing bioweapons without permission, something highly dangerous. He tells them they're under arrest. One man protests, saying others are doing the same, and they didn't want to fall behind. Abel sternly says it's not their call to make, and they'll have to explain themselves in court. Elsewhere, Donald Mack is hacking into Hanton's systems. He realizes they need the president's password but confidently claims he can crack it. It's his specialty. The train finally arrives in Babylon City. As Doug and Elena disembark, they're greeted and asked how the ride was. Doug responds, "Smooth. Now get us a car." Later, Abel frees Harsh and informs her that the Skinners have been located in Babylon City. Elena explains they're hiding in the city's homeless district, a massive area that won't be easy to search. Harsh remembers that the Skinners were fond of greenery and used to live surrounded by plants. Leland adds that he's seen tulip plants at every location they've been. It's likely the Skinners are hiding near tulips. Meanwhile, the hacker discovers that Chinese officials have been training assassins under a secret program. A doctor calls Chris to inform her that Axel has escaped. Shocked, she asks how it's possible. The doctor says he went to a place where angels gather. Chris ends the call and tells Leland she's going to bring back an idiot. Elsewhere, someone watches Axel's escape on CCTV and orders the military to kill him, suspecting he's aligned with the enemy. An emergency announcement warns everyone to stay away from Babylon City's main tower, which is shaped like an angel. At the tower's peak, Axel meets Soryu, the same person who sent him the message. Axel says, "So you were waiting for me?" Soryu asks about Hanton. Axel replies, "I know nothing. Kill me if you want." A brutal fight begins. Axel, already injured, struggles to keep up. Meanwhile, the hacker explains that children in their academy were mentally trained to suppress emotions and become perfect assassins, monsters. As the fight intensifies, Soryu beats Axel down, triggering traumatic flashbacks of being told, "You feel nothing. You have no heart. You're just a machine." Despite the emotional storm, Soryu keeps attacking. The hacker reveals that the academy was named after a legendary brutal monster, Hanton. He recalls an incident where one assassin killed every student and escaped, a horrifying event. Soryu remembers his teacher's haunting words. "You are a successful project. You've become a monster." These words make him panic more. Suddenly, a helicopter arrives and opens fire. Axel spots Soryu's rocket launcher and lures the helicopter toward himself. Soryu fires, hitting the chopper, which explodes and crashes into a statue. The statue collapses, taking both Axel and Soryu with it. Chris is heading toward them, knowing Axel would be there. In the final moments, Axel survives and searches for the fallen Soryu. He finds him, still alive, and says, "You were asking me about Hanton. All I know is that one day, someone escaped from Hanton after killing everyone, and finally gained freedom." Soryu remembers it all and says, "But I'm not a monster anymore. I'm just human now." Then he closes his eyes, and Chris arrives at the scene. Chris asks Axel how he's feeling. Axel replies that he's okay. Chris then invites him to hop on behind her because they've found the Skinners. In the next scene, Abel explains that everything is falling into place, and the last step is locating the Skinners. He also confesses that he had hidden a major truth. Once, a Skinner was headed to the airport carrying toxic substances. Abel elaborates that the Skinner never intended for his creation to be used as a bioweapon. but the government kept pressuring him. So, he decided to escape. However, the moment he reached the airport with the toxic materials, a crossfire broke out, and his suitcase leaked the substance. Many innocent people died due to the gas, including the very people listening now. Abel reveals that they technically died and came back to life. Their bodies adapted to the virus and developed antibodies, which is why they were unaffected by Hafna. Doug is shocked to hear this. We then see Gil, the actual leader of the homeless town. Leland and Harsh visit him, and he offers to help. Harsh tells him that the Skinners had a special liking for certain flowers. Gil replies that there's only one person who keeps those flowers with him. Around the same time, Axel and Chris arrive, but a police officer stops them, recognizing Axel as a wanted man. Axel tells him they're on a mission to capture the Skinners, and if he truly cares about justice, he should help save the world instead of getting in their way. Convinced, the officer decides to go after the Skinners himself, once again tricked by Axel. Abel recounts a story from 3 years ago when an old man came to the town. His eyesight was failing, but he still had the will to live. Meanwhile, by the riverbank, we see tulip flowers and an old man. It's the Skinner. Harsh and Leland confront him. Harsh immediately points a gun and says, "Enough, Skinner." The Skinner says he wanted to see her one last time, but now he's blind and can't even do that. Harsh angrily asks why he hasn't taken the cure yet. She accuses him of trying to escape responsibility through death. Skinner says that now that they've found him, he'll keep his promise and give them the cure. He pulls out a small note on which the cure formula for Hafna is written. He begins explaining, the day he tried to escape through the airport, his only intention was to prevent the government from weaponizing his creation. That day, he greeted a child with a smile while signing an autograph, happy to be recognized. But before anything else could happen, army and airport police opened fire without warning. His toxic case leaked, and people around him began dying, including the child. He questions, what was the child's fault? From that moment, he decided that humanity was too cruel and vowed never to let his invention be used as a weapon. Axel steps forward and asks, Skinner, if you had the chance, what would you choose? Did you truly want the world to be destroyed, or were you hoping someone would come find you? Skinner doesn't reply directly and instead asks Axel, do you think this world deserves to live? Axel responds, this world is unfair, cold, and cruel. But we can't just make it vanish. That would be wrong. Just then, police sirens are heard. Axel and Doug aim their guns, warning that if they're caught alive, everyone else might be blamed and no one would be saved. Abel arrives and stops them, saying the president himself called and declared them free. Their handcuff-like bracelets fall off, and they are finally liberated. Abel announces that the president pardoned all of them because they helped save the world. All their past crimes have been forgiven. They are free to do whatever they want now. However, Abel has one request. He wants them to continue working as a team, solving other mysteries around the world. Everyone is stunned and unsure how to respond. Leland is the first to agree, saying he wants to continue working with the group. Chris agrees too, admitting she has nowhere else to go. Elena says she enjoys working with them and will stay. Doug also confirms he'll remain part of the team. Finally, all eyes turn to Axel, wondering what he'll say. Axel smirks and says, the fun isn't over yet. I'm in for more. Meaning, he'll stay too. In the next scene, we see the cure being mass-produced and distributed across the world. Everyone receives it. We're then shown Melinda, Skinner's grandmother, sitting peacefully at home sipping tea, finally at peace. Stock markets begin to rise again as people realize they'll survive. The police officer who helped capture the Skinners becomes famous. A doctor is seen telling Doug that he has a fractured bone and needs rest. Meanwhile, Queen Elizabeth tells everyone they are now safe and need not worry. Elena, angry, scolds the hacker for messing with her setup and losing her account. The hacker apologizes, saying it was an emergency. Abel and Queen Elizabeth are seen strolling through an art museum once more. Chris embarks on a relaxing long trip. The news spreads. Goodbye, Hafna. Welcome, pain. People now want to feel pain again. Leland returns home, where his elder sister welcomes him. Finally, Leland is back where he belongs. Harsh places flowers on Dr. Skinner's grave, symbolizing that he died, whether from illness or perhaps guilt. In the end, we see one person resting at Lazarus' main hideout, at peace. And with that, the anime ends.